Welcome, welcome. Just waiting for this one to pop up. Oh, what's up, Shadow? Good to see you here. How are things going? Are you healed up? Come on now. Here we go. There we go. Whoa, healed up. Chill. All right, we gotta pop out this chat. Bet. All right, my goal today is going to be 100 push-ups. Okay. So, welcome. We are in the middle of finishing up this project. Let's see here. Now, so there's just a couple things, and my print is almost done, so I'm going to have to start another one in a second here. But whoever's watching, I'm happy to have you, and we're going to talk a little bit about what is changed in this design. So it's a little bit bulkier, but I've reoriented the battery this way, so it gets a little bit shorter in that direction. We've used the ARC controller, courtesy of PCBWay. You guys should be very familiar with that. Very cool piece of hardware by now, though if you watched the last stream, you might know we made a big mistake with the voltage dividers on this board, but that's okay. We figured it out. We got everything mapped out. We're going to use some pin connectors to connect the three modules together: battery, electronics, and mechanical. And I think in all in all, it looks pretty good. Let me just if we look at all the bodies here. This took a long time. So this is essentially what it's going to end up looking like. We've got parts for the wristband to hook in right here. I think that's going to work pretty well. And yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good. So the last thing that I wanted to look at, which I should probably change the filament over, and I want to print this part next, the battery holder. And I think then we're getting close to everything that I need to print, everything that's changed. You know what, I do need this back cover here as well. So I've got to do that too. Where is that? It's just a body, right? So I'm going to print this one. Great. And I'm going to print this one right here. And I think that's like pretty much it. We're getting there. We're getting there. And then I'm excited to put this together. I really have to do that tonight. That's what I want to do tonight, is put that together. That won't be on stream, but it'll be in an upcoming video. So that's going to be pretty good. We'll call this battery. And now you can see there's space for the button here as well, which is nice. So I've accounted for everything, right? The button, the battery, and the heatsink. Everything. All right. Let's put all this together here. Just assuming what I already printed looks good. which probably does, but you never know. And I think the best way to print this one will probably be like this. No, not like that. Ooh. Yeah, not like that at all. How do we do this? Maybe here? That's kind of crazy. But that might be the best way, honestly. Even though it looks kind of whack. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so that one there. And you know what? This part is not that structurally intensive, and I want to save time, and I want to save material. So we're going to go with 3 solid layers on the top and bottom. And yeah, I guess 2 perimeters is fine. Let's see. I like support on the build plate only, because then you don't have to worry about removing the internal supports. And I think this is probably going to be a good part for the organic support material, because that allows support. That allows you can use no internal supports, but also get pretty good coverage. And I don't need to support that many surfaces, so I'll just go with 10 degrees. And that should pretty much cover it. Okay, so that's that one. And at the same time, I want to print that back cover, which I do have. Oh, and this one too. I can't forget about that one. The actual back cover. So we're going to do these 3 parts. Oh, no, wait. No, that one is going to be in blue. Okay, I'm doing gray parts now. Yeah, I'm doing colors, guys. I'm doing design. I'm making it look nice, you know? I'm doing everything that is required. Yeah, that's how I intended that. But I don't want to print this one now. That's what I just said. I just said that. Okay. This one probably can be printed like this, just fine. And we can do these separately, because I love to do this, where it prints the parts one at a time. Sometimes this is good, sometimes this is bad. Sometimes it might seem weird, but you do want the parts to print simultaneously. The disadvantage of that is stringing, but the disadvantage of printing them separately is that if you have smaller cross sections, the layer time gets really small, and you actually want the nozzle to move away and let it sit for a second. But that's not really a problem with this part. So it looks like this will take about 90 minutes. Cool. So we'll be done with that at around 8:30. Got it. Okay. Great. All right, bear with me while I don't want to start that. I have to change the color of the filament. So I'm going to take a second. You guys get a little break from my yapping. Gosh, what should I do? What should I do for you guys? I guess I should. I could play a little music. Could certainly do that. And it won't be copyright stricken because it's music that I made, so it's fine. Yeah, we're gonna upload this. And yeah, I wanna see if we can just get some, like, I don't know what video of mine has nice visuals. Let's do this one. People who join the stream will be like, hey, what's going on here? We got some visuals, we got some music. This seems like a nice place to stop by. Who would have thought? Okay. We're going to start after my rambling. This is just going to stay muted. And we're going to we're gonna unload some tunes from the Spider War soundtrack. Let's see, where do I got those? Do I have tunes from the Spider War soundtrack? Honestly, I don't really know. Actually, we're gonna do. Okay, this one, background chill. That should be good, right? Yeah. All right. Enjoy that. No, wait. Come back. Not me forgetting how the computer works. No. This one. Okay. I'm going to be right back. All right. What is up? Okay, I'm back. The music ended, I guess. Well, that's fun. All right. So we are. I'm not going to be streaming for very much longer, but how are we doing over here? Are we still live? Yeah, we're still live. Great. So what I would like to do is see. Yep, this is going. Great. And I also realized that a couple of things that I printed previously probably could do a better job. So we're going to add those back into the queue. Isn't it amazing, the CAD skills that are required to make a part like this? Oh my god. And it's probably not even perfect yet. .610 is here. And oh, we got Corruption Man X asks, "This is my spray for self-defense." No, that's not what we're working on right now. We're working on a automatic cable shooter that is for throwing lines up, high tensile lines. Could be for search and rescue, could be for climbing, could be for fun. We don't want to do individual objects here. But you know what? I'll just do these one at a time. And this one I want to try with no support. Yeah, it seems to be. I think that'll be fine. Okay. Creality Slicer. Yeah, I used to use Cura, but since I got my Prusa Mark IV, you know, the Prusa Slicer is well tailored to it. So, and I had a friend who swore by the Prusa Slicer for years, but I never got into it. I was using Cura for most of my career. You might have seen that in my older videos using Cura. But there's some things that I miss about Cura. But others, I don't know. I mean, this fits my purposes pretty well, all things considered. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one, we do want support material. And hopefully we're still organic. Yeah, okay. You know what? Is there... I think it's good that I'm printing this again because there is one thing that I wanted to change. And it was to expand this shape to be a little bit bigger. This is that trial and error. Theory will only take you so far. You really got to print stuff and see if it works. Otherwise, you can't be sure that any of your ideas are manufacturable. Is that hole a problem? Probably not. Probably not. Where is this? There. Yeah, Bambu Lab A1. It's crazy how Bambu Lab has taken off, and I don't know much about them honestly because I got into 3D printing like really early. Um, I'm talking like 2013. I was 12. No, I was 13. Not me trying to seem younger than I was. I was 13. Um, is this the right file? Yep, great. Okay. And I had a Solidoodle. That's what I had first. Let's see. That company, you know, folded. Very kind of, yep, the Solidoodle 2. That's what I had. Look at this thing. 2013 era 3D printer. My goodness. Yeah, Kapton tape bed. There's no PEI. Oh my god, it glitched out so much. It didn't work very well, but it was pretty good for the price. It was like, I think it was like $700, and at the time it was one of the cheaper 3D printers. Of course, now you can get them for really cheap, but they weren't really mass producing them yet. They were just being handmade in the United States. But yeah, now there's Bambu Lab, and Bambu Lab is very accessible, and I think that's good. Um, I hear it's not as customizable, so you forgive me if I don't switch over. Um, let's see if there's a Bambu Lab versus Prusa. So this is 3D printing. So this is someone saying 3D printing used to be about creating, tinkering, and reliability. Today it's about convenience and automation. Machines like the Bambu X1C aren't just popular because they're fast, they feel familiar. The UI looks like a smartphone app, the materials resemble other consumer electronics, and the entire experience is designed to feel effortless. It's a product built for people who want results, not for those who want to understand their machines. Meanwhile, some Prusa has taken a different approach, spending years refining their printers with tinkerers and makers in mind. The focus has been on reliability, longevity, and keeping things open-ended for customization. The Core 1 is an attempt to meet newer expectations. Yeah, the Prusa Core 1, that's their big one, isn't it? With the material changing, I believe. Or is this their smaller one? Independent extruders, upgrade discount. Yeah, the independent extruders would be huge for me. This must be a new one, right? Because I have the Mark IV S. I don't keep up with 3D printing technology, if I'm being honest. I just use it. I just use it. And it's not like I can afford the newest machine every time anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference for me. Ooh, these prints look amazing. But of course, this is their website. So this is their Core 1, fully enclosed Core XY. So it's Core XY. Great. 3D printer with active temperature control designed for top quality and speed. Rugged machines perfect for beginners and professionals alike. So this is kind of their version of the Bambu Lab, I guess. It's like super, super accessible. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Solidoodle. Oh my god. This was a nightmare. I think you can probably see it in my oldest videos. I think it probably appears in my oldest videos. Let's take a look. Let's see if we got it in my oldest videos here. Do not look at my recommendations. Okay. So we got to go all the way back to 2015. I think the first one I had my Anycubic in would have been like, I think here. I think here. There's a huge gap between these two videos. So I think that's the first one. So Solidoodle should be in these videos here. Like all of these parts you see here were printed on my Solidoodle, but I don't know if it appears in this video.
We were surprised that no one had done it before.
Success?
When doing experiments like this.
Oh my goodness.
So I dug something out of my closet.
Dude, I cannot with the voice.
They're pointed inward.
So all of these parts were
So
made out
that
of my
the centrifugal-
Solidoodle. These were all made on my Solidoodle. You can see the quality is pretty terrible.
Of course, it doesn't.
And like, it does the like crazy epoxy like setup is not helping. But yeah, this was 11 years ago. Look at this mess. I was 15. I didn't know anything. Luckily, I went away actually from 3D printed parts. So in these first two that you see here, yeah, this is my design for. I was thinking about spinnerets, and that was kind of not a smart idea. But I went away from 3D printed parts. So this one, there's no 3D printed parts, right? That's why if you came and saw some of my earliest web shooters, there were no 3D printed parts. But I actually wanted to use 3D printed parts for a while. You can see on this one, we've got like 3D printed spinneret, first of all. I'm really sorry about the bad quality. But you also see like, see that motor there? I still use those motors, which is crazy because they're very reliable. But it also has like heating coil around the spinneret, even though the spinneret isn't made of metal and it likely wouldn't have done anything. It was just kind of like at the time I was like, oh, I need a heating coil. And this is bad. It's bad craftsmanship. I was 15 years old. Yeah, give me a break. Okay, so we don't actually see the Solidoodle there. Let's take a look and try to see it somewhere else. I'm interested to see if it appears anywhere. That's what I want to know. It's got to be like where would it appear? Maybe this one? Look at that old intro. Okay, so me doing tutorial, blah, 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 blah. We're looking for the appearance of the Solidoodle 3D printer. This is crazy. I cannot believe I'm where I am now. Oh, God, stop, stop, stop. Stop. No. Stop. We don't need that. That was ridiculous. Okay, not in that one. I made all the parts for the cold gun on that printer. I wonder if it appears in this video. I made a Captain Cold Gun in 2015. That's fun. Was this 2015? Yeah, 2016. I was 16 at this point. Once again, these parts do not appear actually being printed. This is also back when I used Autodesk Inventor as my CAD software, which is crazy. Nice, that's great. Eat your cereal. That's great. Thanks. Thanks for saying that was advanced for 15. That's very kind of you. I judge myself pretty harshly in general. Here's where I explain the process of refrigeration, which is something that I didn't really understand when I was explaining it. Now I understand it much better. Okay, so still none. No appearance of the Solidoodle. Maybe in this one. That's great that you got the Arduino starter kit and you're going to design an RC car with a basic control system. That's great. So then you'll probably be working on probably velocity control And if there's like a controller, sorry, if there's an encoder on the motor, you can measure the motor velocity, and then that becomes your sensor in your feedback loop that feeds to the other side of the control diagram. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I need a video of me 3D printing something. All these parts here that you see, this purple stuff that I painted black, that's all from the Solidoodle printer, but there's no actual footage of it being printed, which I'm surprised by. And I feel like I'm spending way too long looking at this. I feel like there was... Where... Maybe this one? We're looking for that Solidoodle footage, because I don't know. I want to see it in action. It'll give me a little bit of nostalgia. New formula that was kind of bullcrap, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Not here either. That's kind of wild. This is all high school. That's crazy. This is all college started here. First college video. That's my dorm room. So, and that's still my most viewed video, which is crazy. Yeah, there was no manufacturing process. All these videos are so short. That's what was going on YouTube back then. Short videos. It's got to appear in this one, right? This is a long video. This is a 35-minute video from that time. It's got to appear in this one. Look at all these people. Don't go! Goodness me. If only these people all still watched my videos. That would be amazing. Like, could you imagine? Look at this. Look at all these comments. That's crazy. How many comments are there? 300. My goodness. That's nuts. Yeah. Thing is, like, it's probably more relatable back then because I was just a kid. Do not post more shirtless pictures. Please. I beg of you. Okay, utility belt, blah, blah, blah. Look at this quality. How did this video get 35,000 views? This was 2017, I tell you. This was a crazy time. Look at this. Look at this crazy suit. My goodness. Look at this. Look at this fluid on the arm. Oh my goodness. Give me this. Okay, so around this time, actually, this part I went to the local makerspace to build, and it's the only 3D printed part that I had on this, like on this version. And I went to the local makerspace because my Solidoodle was like so crappy at that time. Come on, there's gotta be 3D printing footage here. Stop with the shirtless pics. I swear to God. Maybe I didn't focus that much on 3D printing back then, maybe. I was just like building stuff whatever way I could, probably, is what it was. Oh, boohoo, boohoo. Yeah, so this is when I started to go out and help the homeless, making my list for what they could need. And that was a lot of fun for a while, and I was able to help quite a few people, as far as I know, which is good. Yeah, no 3D printing footage. Me being jealous of JLaser in the beginning. My goodness. No, for real. What was I doing with the? I was just a child. Oh my goodness. An aerosolized foam could have any huge degree of tangles with light bubbly string. Yeah, that's a great question, Chateau Lon Lon. I'm doubtful, uh, but I don't think it's impossible. That, of course, the thing is we haven't seen that yet, right? Um, please tell me this is still going. Okay. Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. This kind of aerosolized foam. Now, it's not actually aerosolized because foam and aerosol are two completely different things. But you're right; it comes out of like an aerosol can typically. Um, yeah, so that sort of like spray foam, I guess you could say. There's always like a surfactant, which like not always, but typically there's a surfactant which expands it. And but yeah, I think it's not its very nature. The materials really matter. The thing with silly string is that it's acrylic, which isn't typically like a high, like it's kind of like a more brittle material. Um, and I don't think it lends itself very well to be elastic. And polymers need to have more elasticity when they exist in like more like a fiber state. Otherwise, they're pretty weak. Um, yeah, so I don't think it's impossible. I think it's going to be difficult. It's going to take some experimentation, and I intend to do that experimentation. Um, yeah, I think there are ways to increase the strength of it. And I have many ideas about that, but just haven't had the chance to look into it yet. So I am thinking that there's no footage of it except, let me try, okay, in this video here. This guy says, dude, I love your videos. It's just you don't tell people what you're doing. It makes it confusing. Yeah. Well, at least I don't know. I feel like at this point, like, just watch more videos for context, I don't know why. He's kind of right, like, back then, for sure. But when I get comments like that now, it's a little bit frustrating because it's just like I have talked about it. It's hard to talk about it in every single video because you don't want to get annoying. Maybe I'm just not built for YouTube, I guess. Yeah, there's no footage of it here, but I remember, yeah, I inserted this random clip of my old Doc Ock tentacle that I worked on and never even showed. And all these parts here were printed on that Solidoodle 3D printer. This one. Yeah, this is crazy. Fully like steel sheet enclosed 3D printer. I was so excited when I got this, and it served me well for a long time. It's just the technology that that was there at the time, Getting good fiber orientation cross-linking to happen seems like a huge pain. LOL, great point with the acrylic being a source of the problem. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when the polymer dissolves, it's like all of my like education on these types of materials is coming back to me. When the polymer dissolves, it's not in a solid state anymore. And I don't think the chains necessarily break down, but all of the like secondary bonds between the chains, mostly like you should add part 1, part 2 to project videos. Do you really think so? Do you really think that new people are going to click on a video that says part 13? I don't know. I like the idea that you can jump in anywhere, but I guess that's true. Then people don't know the order. I don't know. That's tricky. But yeah, so I only have like 3 minutes here, and then we're going to end the stream. But I'll jump back on later because I've got a lot more to do. But yeah, so when the polymer dissolves in a mixture of the propellant and the solvent, these chains are all kind of sliding past one another. It's not a solid state, it's a liquid state now. You would then watch the series. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so when the polymer chains are kind of swimming around here, and then you think about like the solvent dissolving, is like, do those secondary bonds come back to kind of make that polymer rigid? I don't think so, honestly. So dissolution might inherently be a kind of adverse process. Yeah, and those secondary bonds are kind of key for polymer. They're the key for polymer rigidity. The strength more so comes from the covalent carbon-carbon bonds, I believe. But those secondary bonds, like the hydrogen bonds, lead to it being rigid. And then you kind of need to have both rigidity and strength for it to be like a true, strong solid. Yeah, so I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah, we got to think about that a little bit more for sure. And I want to do experiments on that. I want to do the research for that. But the time and money is tight. But it's so fascinating. It's so fascinating. So I really hope to be getting back to that at some point. Okay, so this has been great. You guys have had some great questions. I'm going to hop on later tonight as well. And we still have to finish this up, but there's just like 1 or 2 cuts that I need to make. So we might do that off stream. Generally, you can see I've like added some, what I think is nice is that I don't have like a single cover anymore. Like the cover is in like multiple pieces. And what's great about that is like I don't have to take the whole thing off if it's not like working. And troubleshooting should probably be a little bit easier. And I've added a little bit more clearance for the mechanism to do its thing without the cover interfering with the mechanism. So I think that's mainly going to be the big help with this. Why it's not going to be cursed anymore is that like it would be working, and then I'd like make the cover on, and the cover I never really spent that much time on. So now all of the casing is kind of more intelligently designed, and I think that's going to make a big difference. All right. So anyway. I gotta go, and I will probably hop on tomorrow. So I will see you guys next time. Did I say tomorrow? I meant tonight. I'm hopping on later tonight. Okay, you guys are great. Bye.